And I'm gonna all right, triple check because it is the first time we're doing such thing. All right. Oh my God, Travis Bagent. It seems like we are live on our channel. All right, so before I'm gonna talk to this audience, I'm just gonna let everybody know it took me a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort to invite Travis out here because, man, people been asking me, people been asking Travis, hey guys, can you do a podcast? Hey, can somebody get Travis to do something live? We'll pay any money. I'm like, well, any money will do. Let me know. I'll talk to Travis. And here we are, Travis. Please let the audience know what are we doing.
Well, I just can't believe that we have finally reached this moment. And you know what? I can't help but just bring it back to Tyson Bagent. I think me driving his car down to Fort Myers, having to stop in Jacksonville, right before I walked out of your house, you said, we should do a podcast. And I started thinking about it from that point. And every day of my life for the past 15 years, man said, Travis, you bigger than Joe Rogan, you should do a podcast. Well, here I am, the very first. Tell me I'm the greatest podcast with Artem and what's the YouTube channel? Travis Bagent Unfiltered. We are growing tremendously. We got another 27 subscribers last month. So I just want to say thank you to all you fans out there. I didn't know, but there's fans, 20,000 of you. We appreciate you.
Oh, man. Hey, guys, so the first and the last time you're going to see Travis say some shit like that. So, hey, to the first podcast, to the good beginning.
My marketing and PR person said that I must acknowledge that, yes, in fact, there is such thing as an arm wrestling fan, and that I must embrace these guys and give them content.
Like they are your own people. I respect that. Hey, shout out to Garage Grinders Arm Wrestling for $9.99 super chat. Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all are the best. Well, thank you, Matt. Thank you for your money. Travis Bagent, there's a question. Any update on the tournaments you filmed for your show?
Oh, no. Greg Sharp. We need to bring him on here and we need to find out because he is focusing on locked and loaded arm wrestling. And he is, not filming, but editing and creating videos. And he has put Travis Bagent Unfiltered behind Locked and Loaded. And schedule. I told Greg he thinks that real arm wrestling's better than my life. But the good thing is that Locked and Loaded looks to me like it's almost done. So we'll do a little voiceover there, and then Travis Bagent. So actually, the tournament that guy's probably talking about is Locked and Loaded, because I don't even know if a lot of people know that we kind of filmed this. Tell me I'm the greatest.
Yeah, there's two things happening.
Yeah. So, but we filmed two shows at every event. So. The one that I'm most interested in is being edited second. So anxiously awaiting some footage. Yeah. I feel like Greg's like you, Artem. I bring him, I give him everything, my heart and soul, put it on film. You log it back, and then it never gets seen again, possibly.
Hey, no. You learn the new lesson with me, right? As soon as that 4 to 5 digit money hits my bank account, those videos get produced in a 24-hour radius.
That's
like a clockwork.
Listen, there's two kind of people in life. Some people do it for the love, which is me. Some people do it for the money, which is Artem. That's it right there.
Oh,
Artem Putin. Well, look, closing up the oil lines to the world till they pay him. Just like Putin. Tell me I'm the greatest.
That hurt you. The guy actually, he is referring to the tournament in Virginia. Okay.
Well, the tournament in Virginia will be June 3rd now, not May 6th. June 3rd, and the only reason is that we have latched on and we are going to host the Legends, which is me, John, and Devin are going to host the East versus West finals. And we're going to do it there at Tommy Watson's Pub and Vineyard, right there in Virginia. It's going to be an amazing venue. So I'm going to look at Ingen and Pauline's face, and I'm going to get all the details. And when I come back from Turkey, we will be very much in promotion mode.
Got you. And there's a question also. Travis, are you ready for Istanbul?
I am super excited to get to Istanbul. Yeah, I think, man, I keep looking at the card, and the more I pay attention to what exactly is happening, the USA team is powerful and a lot of good dudes. So I think it's going to be fun to watch everything.
Oh man, you're changing your opinion because normally you're like, USA team is kind of going to lose. So
yeah, well, we still might lose, but
okay.
It is, man. It's going to be fun to see that many. Like, just having all those dudes under one building is going to be a fantastic experience, I'm sure. And listen, I mean, I've been to some cool events. I don't know, like, this might be the coolest event from a star standpoint. I mean, the World Championships was hot a few times, but for the most part, this is the real deal.
Well, what's make an event hot for you? Is that like the atmosphere? Is that how the shit organized? Is that the big screens? What are you looking for? Or the people?
For me, it's an equal playing field, right? So I know now that when I enter the room, there's going to be 30 tables that I want to be at. And it's going to be really, so that to me, it seems like it'll be very simple to walk down in the hallway and end up having a conversation for 3 or 4 hours with some coach or some cousin or something of one of, or even the, best arm wrestlers in the world right now.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I see what you said. So it's mostly the people, right? So you see, like,
well, yeah, of course,
have a conversation. Yeah,
always people. It's always the people. Don't get me wrong. If you can somehow make the money big enough to be as big as the people, that's great. But I think that one thing about the one-on-one situation, the more people all around, the more matches, the more you can kind of figure that ain't nobody making enough money to make it more important than the people.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's a good perspective on that. I like it. We got $4.99 super chat from Todd and Alex Lovechild. Arm wrestling needs Travis Bagent.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see if I can bring anything to this commentating crew. I am going to attempt to be Tony Romo-ish, meaning that I am going to simply explain to you what I think is going to happen and what could happen if I'm completely wrong. So there should be a ton of insight, and I should be able to see some things that maybe some of the other guys don't necessarily see, and hopefully bring some sort of comedic value to the broadcast.
Right, and I'm gonna steal you for my post interviews too. So we're gonna do something as well.
Oh, I gotta look at my contract.
It's all right. I was writing that contract. Be good. It's already in there.
Talk to Ingen about making sure he didn't have no misconception about us sharing a room.
Yeah, he's saying that we good. He put us in the suite to where it's gonna be me and Dennis on the 2 king-size beds, and you're gonna be out there on the couch. I'm pretty sure that was the Engen's message to me.
Yeah. There was a time when I'd make you and Dennis sleep on the couch.
I'm pretty sure there was a time you talked about the times you can put Dennis in the couch or something, but
yeah,
I'm pretty sure that never happened.
And you on the fold-out couch in an empty bed.
I'm pretty sure Andre Pushker said no to that plan a long time ago. Oh, what happened at the road to Nemirov? Did you fall out? Or did Trubin beat your ass too, right?
Yeah. Well, I ended up fouling out to Pushkar, which, it's funny too, is I got a really good start on the match before, and we slipped out, and I got some hand position, and
you felt it,
and they should have put the straps on, and it would have been, I don't know. I was light, probably too light to win, but it was one of those things where it was the first time where there, at that cup, there's really no cash for the winner. Paying $600 to the champion. So you were negotiating all the show up money, right? So I got a pretty good little chunk right there as soon as I got there. So not that the motivation wasn't there, but the truth is that I ended up fouling out of that match, working myself through the losers bracket. I ended up beating Trubin maybe the round before I pulled Pushkar.
Okay.
Or I'm imagining, because there's no way we could have met in the losers bracket. So I had beat him, and then as I'm going through, I end up got to pull him again. And he beat me too. And you know what? He was an asshole too about the whole thing.
Well, hold on. Were you an asshole about beating him the first time?
Maybe, one of them things. It was probably one of them things where I was still arguing. I was arguing with those, sometimes I feel like when Igor first
instituted, were arguing since 1994, Travis. I don't know what you're talking about.
Once they instituted the video footage, right, where they were going to outline every match, I'm trying to figure out, why is it taking so long to start the match if you have all this backup, right? So you get up there with them and it's just tap, 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 and you never, ever know. And then all of a sudden, the motherfucking referee has a hiccup, and all of a sudden you're in the middle of this match, right? So I'm telling them, I'm like, listen, I'm not comfortable with this weirdo situation that you guys created. So because of that, if you tap my wrist 4 times or my opponent's wrist 4 times, I'm leaving that setup. Right? I mean, here I am. I'm ready to go. And you're like, straighten. And I'm like, I straighten a little bit. And I'm ready to go. And then straighten. And then I straighten up. I mean, listen, by the 4th tap, I'm letting go, walking away. So after 3 times of that, to me, you should recognize how unstable your start is and why said arm wrestler would want a set grip. Why should it be so hard to get a set grip if the set grip's the fair grip?
Well, that's because your reaction time is garbage. You just have the timing. So you want that cadence to build up. You don't want to hear for that ready, go.
Whatever the case is, know that I don't understand. So back in the day, Neil Pickup and Igor they thought they had their rules and their fight scene ready, and it involved guys fighting for the grip.
Okay.
Well, now here we are trying to fight with Devin Larratt and Andre Pushkar and Farid Usmanov and John Brzenk, which every one of them, I mean, listen, every one of them is the cheatingest person you ever met in your entire life, right? Meaning, like, I mean, they all want to wrist curl and fold out, right? And all be locked in, either arm to arm or having, their palm 7 inches higher than you every single time. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm not even going, and for some reason, I'm the only one cheating. Oh, you gotta watch old Travis. I gotta watch. So I'm like, what? Man, these guys are the worst, right? These are the worst people ever. So I'm praying that if they can see it as they're doing the set grip. So I went through that period of time where I am trying to get to the set grip and being denied and persecuted for it. Right? So
okay.
What did I do? I had to make a whole new rule where you come up there and you're already in a set grip. So that's how we got to the situation we are now. I believe that a very strict sit grip regimen is needed just to hurry this situation along. And I think that, for me, it was a great way, just to start fair, rather than, having, and then I guess people, if you're good at starting fair, you must be cheap.
Well, and another thing too, though, it's not only the starts, in my opinion, too, because starts is what there are terrible referees that will fuck up the fair step too, to where it takes just as long. To where it's like, yo, my man, why are we risk-taking the set grip? Right? It should have been a lot faster. Why all of a sudden it takes us 90 seconds? Like, no.
Well, it's like
there's a couple of components to that.
Yeah, and the referee's not good at a set grip. And you're like, why are you here? That's your only damn job, is right. That if these two guys can't agree, which is going to be 99.999% of the time, right? If they can't agree, then we have to set their grip. So let's be efficient, quick about it. And for any promoter to give some referee the authority to foul out a contestant for wanting to get into a fair grip is astonishing to me. But that was, that was happening. So I'm interested too, because I believe that we will run into situations, even at the East versus West, where I'm astonished by the lack of getting this thing situated from a starting standpoint.
Right. You will see, which I would like for you. So I liked last Friday, was it Friday? I believe it is Friday, like afternoon, or maybe a Saturday, to where that not the press conference, the rules getting explained. I believe this happened on a Saturday daytime. And that's where they're breaking it down. And there was questions. I would love for you to be there and see what the tone is, what the recommendations are, because that's where you can have your investment there and then see how it plays out later that same evening. So
yeah, I mean, wouldn't you imagine that when you watch those super matches, there's no uniform way to start the match?
No, like there is, but the referee doesn't follow.
Broad spectrum, but you can't get an exact just kind of timeline.
You're not getting the same thing every time.
Yeah, as soon as they switch refs, the interpretation of all this stuff gets weird. And here's the deal.
Yes.
When you say two words, ready, go, right in that instance, you are telling me that every single person in the world could likely have a different ready, go. When, if you just made it one word, we would have such a uniform way that we said it. If you listen, one simple fucking change, because of the dialect, the vocabulary, the all sorts of language barriers in the world, simply making this a one-word phrase would just end it all, right? Any sound from a Russian voice, a Spanish voice, I don't care, a Texas voice, I mean, whatever that word was, we would know that it was time to go. Instead, we throw another word in there that because of that, we can go to the ready go, I mean, I've heard so many of these ready goes from guys that are neighbors, live in the same house together, can't put that ready go together
in the same cadence.
Now, is that good? Is that what makes arm wrestling? Is that a escape door that we're just going to leave wide open with the wind just blowing in, wondering why it's fucking chilly inside? Or do you be like, whoa, let's just change it to go? Mm-hmm. And if we changed it to go, we would almost always be scared to do the tap, tap, tap.
I
Right?
got you. Yeah,
Where the ready comes from. It comes from you knowing, hey, motherfuckers, even though there's no clear way for anybody to acknowledge, after this tapping, when you hear the word ready, at least you'll know now, motherfucker, that I've tapped enough.
See, I also wonder as far as arm wrestling went, and as far as like explanation of Ready Go and the rules, weren't Ready Go really always slower in pace? I bet you like it probably started with Ready being like still being said as you guys getting ready, and then goes kind of separately. I wonder if it started as a separate phrase more so, right?
And also, too, easily explained to some person sitting on the executive board with a tight ass Foot Locker shirt on, right? It's always that person that says, hey guys, it's simple. It's 2 words. Ready, go. And then for some reason, the whole crowd's like, oh yeah. Move on to the next addendum. No. Go back. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We know that you're going to explain this by saying ready, go is 2 words. But really, when you look at what's happening in the world, we can't get it at the top, at the very tip top level. We can't get anyone to redo it like Leonard tries to say it should be done. Even though I've been willing to be sarcastically obvious when I'm reffing the ready go, that it's 2 words. And I will foul quick because I understand that without that basic, we are in the wild, wild west over here we're dealing with guys that don't want to get a grip, and you're forcing the person to get a grip. That's like forcing the kid into the little white van where the child molesters are. Are you kidding me? To hear the WF ref tell me, hey, Devin's being fair, get a grip. Man, no, there's no grip can be get made here. You must help us. Put his elbow back, get the webbing even. What are you saying? Like, this guy's not willing to start fair. He wants me to hold his pressure that's above mine. He wants me to sink it in and hold it here.
Bring him down.
While you tap my wrist. No, I'm not Joe the Donut. I'm not doing it. All right. I don't know how we got on that rant, but hey, we're here. So I am looking forward to East versus West. I'm looking forward to the commentating and, really seeing if John Brzezinski can maintain that wrist curl so that he can take care of Irakli, because I feel like once he gets into this little thing, he's in trouble. I look, dude, when I looked at the practice, did Craig Touye pay you $1,000 to make a highlight film of him whacking Paul Lynn? What is going on?
Oh, hey. So I don't know what hand you're referring to. If overall
right hand, where it was early in the video because
that was all
30 seconds of videos.
That was all good. That was all real. There was no money involved at that point.
I'm just saying, though, are you telling me that Paul Lynn's fresh there and he can't slow Craig down?
I believe. My bad. I believe if that was because there was a footage we were worked on a little bit and there was a pulling, but Craig was strong as a motherfucker. I believe Craig might have been like the strongest person there, beating everybody.
Right.
I don't think Paul was stopping him fresh. I know Paul was able to stop him, but I don't know if that.
What about, are we banking on that Paul Lynn was beat up because he's been on this training regiment that is just sick as ever, and that there's a chance that the level that he brings to Rustam next weekend will be unbelievably higher than the one he showed at practice?
Well, hold on. In the same time, neither Craig or Paul were like weak by any means. Paul felt insane too, and then like they
so
both.
You're saying that Paul Lynn cracks Rustam Babayev. That means Craig Touye can beat Rustam too.
Whoa. Let's not get all crazy there. I do believe that I do believe what you're saying. By the time we're gonna get next Saturday, I do believe you're gonna see whole new poll.
Before I watch that video,
Uh-huh.
I'm putting my $15 on Paul Lynn against Craig Touye.
I got you.
Now they're
Okay.
pulling Saturday. You got $15. Where are you putting that money? Craig Touye, Paul Lynn.
A poll in. Poll in.
So can you explain this to me? What was happening then there?
Well, that very first part, they were mostly working on the stuff, right? I do believe it was more of imitation stuff. I do believe like Paul was trying to do something.
So Paul knew he was going to lose every start.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to apply to do the pressure that David was doing because they
Did
were
Craig
working.
play the same game where he looked like he was getting flashed, and Paul was able to crush him 5 or 6 times?
I think the best part was at the very end where I think they were just pulling, and I think Craig was doing the hook thing, and Paul was flattening him out. So I don't know. They were, hey, you know, Paul Lynn. They're sneaky bastards. We don't really know. Doug Ehrlich made sure nothing gets posted. No. So don't trust anything you see in the practice weekend. Don't ask me none of those questions.
That was impressive. That was impressive.
The most impressive part that I wanna and I'm allowed to talk about is Craig's left hand. Craig's left hand was like, I don't know, it's in like 2015, 2016.
Ever since he joined the Illuminati, and he's over there getting baby embryos shot in him from stem cells. Mm-hmm. This man is like Superman now.
That was the first joke. As soon as he was done beating the hell out of me, and we got to see Justin Bishop get the same treatment, and then Doug Ehrlich, we're like, what is it? What can it be? Is it the rest? Is it the surgery? White cell biologics, baby, stem cells. We got it. Hey, they've been working. So, and considering also Craig's left was never really been that great. Like, it's been good, but he will lose like to Scott Horace at Florida State here, right? 98, which is like, was not like the best person out here. And now crushing the practice. So it's interesting. That 2023 will be good.
We will have a brief pause in this podcast. I will be moving to Cancun, Mexico for the next 6 months. And I will reappear as, what is that? Bane or whatever the guy is that shows up, the bald-headed guy with the mask. And what he say? It's not important who we are. It's what our plan. It's that we have a plan. Some bullshit. It doesn't matter who we are. All that matters is our plan.
I'm just hoping that East vs. West 6 pays off pretty good. So after Turkey, we're heading to Cancun.
Woo! Listen, if there's anybody out there that wants to give some free stem cells, I'll take the same ones Craig Touye is on. Thank you.
Well, you just hit up White Cell Biologics, baby. Hit up my man Rob out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
Whoa, that's my spot too. You know, I got business in Shreveport,
right.
Bossier City.
Beautiful
Speaking
town.
of Bossier City, I asked Artem here to send me a package. Artem must have sent some person on a bicycle left Florida to send this package because it's still en route. It was 10 days ago.
How crazy is that?
Man, that you had me thinking that you were like at a real post office going on. that piece of paper ain't mean shit. Good God.
Hey, I'm telling you, post office has been crazy. I tried to order something yesterday and they told me like, yo, this is Chinese New Year. We're not even open until February 1st.
Whoa, they take a month.
Hey, I can't even get stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's been crazy. So we have $10 super chat from a Co1. I don't know why I'm reading nicknames. $10 super chat. Mr. Bagent, show the side pressure machine and explain why Titan Fitness or Rogue don't make one.
Because it would cost about $2,500, I think, because of the cost of steel right now. And there would only be 200 of them sold. So that's the only reason. Because the other 4,000 of you would just go visit the one guy in your region that had one. And then you would go make a fake, weird prototype hanging, dangling, and it would be very justified for your level and your pocketbook normally. So that's my explanation. But if anybody wants a side pressure machine, I got one. Always got them.
Hold on, that was a very good explanation for about like every product that's been out there in arm wrestling. And then you got 2-3 more of those guys that will make it for a little cheaper and do their own thing and send it out to people for free. And where else does it normally go?
Yeah, and also too, you have that situation where you got a guy like John Brzezinski telling you, "Hey, man, just arm wrestle at practice."
Oh yeah, you don't even need it.
Right, no doubt. And listen,
money.
Argument, and then you got Devin saying the bands is the way to go. It's the number one tool, right? I can tell you this, and I feel like, listen, you want your hand to be the most awkward, thick, rotating, pulsating, live thing. You do not want to purchase one to try to control. Right now,
right? Okay,
let that sink in. You want to become the handle. Do not try to control handles. And that is a terrible statement if you are in the handle business. I apologize to Brandon Morris and to Trent Shaw. Those guys have bought 10,000 handles to disperse to you jackasses all through Florida and North America. Do not buy a handle. Buy a strap.
That's another thing. So
buy a t-shirt.
Hey, by the time you make that amazing product, there are also douchebags on YouTube too. Like, yo, you don't need that to be good. You can just use this. That's like the third following problem, right?
So yeah, I see handles have just blown up, and a part of me is like, it makes perfect sense. That way I will be needed throughout my entire life when it comes to doing seminars, is because I will be the constant reminder to not do what every new generation guy is telling you to do.
Well, handle has always been going up and down, and whenever there's a new handle, whatever. Nowadays, you're just recycling old ones with the new materials and shit. There's always new guys making like springs and shit or something. The hands looks like, the hand, like, I don't know, something weird, right? So,
well, I do think that the spring and any kind of side pressure thing is good. I got no more real problem with that, but the whole
I'm totally against the spring. Like, there was one guy in New Jersey that had that spring attached to the table. Hey, Artem, can I film you? I'm like, you don't want to film me because I hate this shit. He's like, why? And I told him ABC, and he's like, were you on the phone with Todd Hutchings? Because that's kind of what he told me. I'm like, yeah, well, we probably think alike in that regard.
To me, side pressure is such a horrible, awkward situation that, well, if you get yourself something at home that you can push up against.
Right. See it like your side pressure machine versus the spring, I'd rather have that side pressure machine, even though like I'm not totally forward for it. But that spring doesn't allow you to create the motion. That side pressure machine, you kind of allowed to go from here to here.
Well, yeah, and you also got movement around in here.
Those springs people be buying are way too hard, so they only do this and then they do this.
No doubt.
It creates a bad habit. People don't know what to do with that shit. So I'm
really, you should be behind that spring.
Exactly.
Giving that little lean in drive right there. And that's about as far. And then if you need to go further, it's here. You would never get in
Right. So
there.
usually they just make too awkward to where you're not really allowed to do your motion normally. And that's why I'm like, no. Like you have to play too much with it for it to make it totally useful without you making your career even like further out. You know what I mean?
No
'Cause
doubt.
yeah. So that's why I'm mobile for the
And also, too, you know, if you're on any machine or you're at the table and you're hanging down, your knees are bent, your wrist is all jacked up, and you're this far away from your body, my man, do some soul searching, bro.
right. I said many times to people that do crazy shit at practices for like kicks moving and all that, and like they'll ask me because I do some stupid shit too. I'm like, you will never see me do that at practices, right? If I don't want to lose at the tournament, I might, my wrist might go and whatever. Practices, no. Like you're not supposed to do that shit. Like
Yeah, it's
you
all
digging your own
about
grave.
awareness in general, right? Like, be
Right.
aware of what you're doing. Just be aware. I mean, my God, be aware.
Right.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. $5 Canadian super chat from Kevin. When your sons make the NFL and become rich, will this help you fund to become the #1 arm wrestling promoter in North America?
I am definitely hoping, baby. I feel like if you want to manipulate and somehow get close to my son, you can buy me through arm wrestling. So, hey, if you got some sideways, underhanded deal, you don't want to go to the front door, bring it through the back door. I am down. Cash deals, anything like that. Trading cards, any sort of memorabilia you want to steal from somebody, bring it to us. We sign it. We're in. Any like OJ merchandise, whatever y'all got. We down. I told him Tyson got offered his first deal to sign 6,000 football cards, his card for $1 each.
Okay.
So you get $6,000 for, and it's the very first deal. And I think
that's a $6,000 for a carpal tunnel and a wrist injury. I don't know about all that. Yeah, man.
So we respectively declined that offer. So my agent told me, he's like, man, what do you think we should go back at? And I said, it's very easy. You tell them we'll do it for $1 if you give us 1 million cards. And we will take it, but we good for now. So hopefully one day, and I think that's pretty cool because I wonder what the population of people that ever got offered $6,000 for signing their name. 6,000 times is a lot. You may have got $10 for one autograph, but who got $6,000 for their autograph? Now, there are a percentage of people, right? Because baseball rookies, football rookies, everybody, and I'm sure $1 is the going rate for the late prospect. So there have been hundreds of these guys, but you think about the population of the world, you got to be in the 1%, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess so, but in the same time, I do wonder. I don't know about the $1 for the card versus 25 for one signature. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is a lot.
Listen, I know you, Artem.
Okay.
You would sign, so let's just say 6,000 cards per month, right? So that's 30 days in a month. That's 200 cards a day.
Mm-hmm.
I got a feeling that you would have them knocked out by 7:15 in the morning.
And I mean, of course.
No problem.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I would tell you right now, I'd be, look, I'd end up getting some printer thing. I'd have people doing, I'd have everybody signing my name.
I'll just run them through my little printer right here and just going to keep the card going to be printed just like that.
That's all fake, man. I saw you put that on a package, man.
Hold on.
Package ain't even left your street yet.
Did you see how soon it was printed, though?
They picked it up, took it to the neighbor's house, put it in his box, and said, wait there for 2 months, then we'll deliver it. My goodness. That man said, in transit, in Fort Myers or in Jacksonville.
In Fort Myers, man. It's not in Jacksonville, is it? No,
It's further. No, it's further from you, but it's further from Bossier, Louisiana, than it was when I left your house.
I checked.
It went to Nova Scotia. It went to Nova Scotia. You good.
It's in Louisiana.
I think tomorrow, my man will get it tomorrow.
I mean, I told you it's tomorrow, but it is crazy. I'm like, you out here making me all think like there's no way it's still in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, I'll put the label on the little crooked to where they can't scan it, and I'll be checking the tracking number, and it will say the print, a label printed. I'm like, what do you mean label printed? I dropped it off at the USPS. There's no way I just printed it. I dropped it myself.
They set you back a step.
Yeah, so man.
When are you leaving tomorrow?
Yes, I am leaving tomorrow.
Wow.
So, today's a hustle day. I put out the video of us. Are you gonna watch it? I just put out a video of me, you, Tyson. The overall video throughout the day. It's right now YouTube channel.
The overall daily thing?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
The training we did. There's
ready to go watch it now. Let's get off here. What are we doing? What we got?
Kenneth in there, and what's our guy in the gym? So we got all the little stuff, and Tyson kicking in the cold bath. Hold on, we got a couple more super chats. Hold on, we're legally bound to be here. Travis, for $4.99 super chat. Can you show how to cheat in the setup, Travis? Do you initiate with the lat, hand, riser, or all together?
Oh, very interesting. Now, I take offense to the word cheat.
Okay, hold on. How do you take advantage in the setup?
How do I prepare the best start for me?
Okay.
All right, here it is, right? So first and foremost, I anticipate where the match is going to start. Meaning, is the match going to start in the middle of our two pads? Or are we going to start maybe a little bit towards my pin pad? Or am I scared of this guy's press and I'm trying to fight to the inside, of my thing? So wherever I'm going to be, I'm going to set up 1 degree past that, right? So if I'm trying to set up inside, I'm going to set up in the middle. If I'm trying to set up in the middle and then go outside, I'm going to set up to the inside. If I want to go outside, I'm going to set up in the middle, right? So always knowing that right between the time that they set our grip and start the match, there's going to be movement that is happening, but it's movement that the referee's not surprised about. And what I mean by that, if you take your elbow from the left corner to the right, left, if you go from left to right, the full 7 inches, there will be too much movement there. So just remember that the first start of that is that you can, for me, it's kicking out that elbow a little bit, which changes the direction, right? We're connected. Right before go, I kick out that elbow a little bit right now. Also, when I'll kick out that elbow, I'll let it come back if you don't like it. If you don't like the fact that I kick my elbow out, I will lead you where I really want you, which is close to my pin pad before go, right? So think about that, right? You can't go 2 clicks, but you can go middle to end. You can go inside the middle, right? You just can't go the full way. So know that I'm always going to set up knowing that right before go, I'm going to find a new location, right? Hoping that the new location is actually where I want to be and maybe changes, feel, touch, some sort of sense of him that, holy shit, things are not what I thought they were. Similar to when you're playing defense in football, you will show zone, and then as soon as they say hike, you lock into man-to-man and blitz the safety, right? That's what I'm trying to do. Create a spot where He gets set up and I'm going to move it, right? So the first place I'm going to move it is elbow positioning, right? The next place I'm going to do is instead of, I'm going to create a handle for this guy to hold on to. And one thing that I realized about every arm wrestler is that they all like pronating to get their finger positioning. And they're willing to tap out to get straight. But what they don't like is getting a grip without that wrist curl, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's the palm facing them or it's the actual wrist curl, whatever it is. I think and firmly believe that a human being that does not bend his wrist to get a grip will have a weaker grip than normal. I'm going to the grave with that information.
Okay.
So you have to know that because I believe that, every single decision is rooted in that decision, right? So now, what do I have to do? I got to get him in a set grip, right? I got no choice. Now, because once I get him in a set grip and I know I'm going to make it the hardest I can for him to contain me. Now, even with the regular grip and me doing everything that normal people do, I'm still guaranteeing that he's going to have a weaker grip than normal, right? Because I believe in the principle that if I put him in a set grip and the referee does not let him turn in to get his grip, that he will have a weaker one. Now I go further, right? And now that I know that he's not really going to like the grip, I'm going to create a horrible situation, right? So that not only does he not like it, but it terrifies him to the point where he wants to strap. Right? Now it doesn't look so bad on me, right?
Okay.
Looks really bad on me if he doesn't stay up top and fuck with my fingers. If he comes forward and I am still trying to get out, right? That looks really bad for me, easy for the ref to call fouls, right? But if I have got so much of a weird grip, now, how do I create a weird connection? Right? I'll tell you how. Inverting my hand to back, right? And making a fist will create a bigger knot for him to try to contain than if I keep it straight and or if I wrist curl, right? If I wrist curl, I keep it straight, he gets this. If I invert my hand, he gets this, which is a lot more volume away from his hand that he would need to wrap and try to control, right? So either he can control this or he can get this, right? As soon as he gets this, I don't need to buckle my hand anymore. I can come straight out of his hand. Now it looks like he slipped. And listen, there's 30% of the population that will get the bad grip and hold on to it until they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Love those guys. Appreciate you, human beings, right? Most of the time, the guy's going to slip out, okay? Now, why is him slipping out okay with you? Because every drill that you do, right, in order to be comfortable not controlling and just making a fist, for you to get comfortable with just making a fist, you are going to have to make a fist and put stuff all around it that is connected to that fist. You're going to have to connect stuff around it and do fist pull-ups. You're going to make a fist and put straps around it and keep it and do negative resistance training with your fist. You're never going to have anything inside your fist, right? That would be what we call a handle. Don't do that. You be the handle. Do not ever in your life buy a handle Hold on for a second. Let me get rid of this email. All right. So now I understand people's like, man, I don't feel comfortable on the strap. I got it, because you do not train with things connected to your fist. Okay. If you did, you never would want to grab around, right? Ever. You would never want to grab, right? You would want to create a horrible fist that they have a bad connection of. I mean, what am I talking, Artem? Am I talking Spanish to you?
No, that makes
Really? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it?
Whoa, 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 whoa. I do it just in my way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out why once that I explain it.
Hey, you know what?
Depth,
You know what? Also, me and Paul discussed that whenever you go into your spiel about the whole thing, and I'm like, I wonder. I understand why Travis will tell me that, because I might do some similar shit. Would you say the same stuff to a person that hooks?
Of course
Like
I would. Yeah, because you would think that if you got super high, made a fist, and you made that person have a bad connection, hook you, you would be happy if you was a hooker.
All right, so right? You say, well, technically nothing changes.
Paul Lynn's only hope. This thing is going in a hook. He has to be so high and create such a leverage problem for Rustam. And after watching Craig, it looks like it's almost insurmountable that he's not just getting whacked sideways in that hook like Todd Hutchings did time after time with Rustam. And I get it. So, but if I'm pulling Rustam, I'm not going to be 2 inches higher than him with him caving. We're going to be hand to hand. And Rustam's not going to arm wrestle like this. He's going to arm wrestle like this, because that's where our hands are going to be connected, right? But I'm different, right? I'm so magical when it comes to
I didn't know you're going to, I didn't want it to be turning into another roast of my style of arm wrestling.
Yeah, I just like that person's thing. I think that cheating would be a complete lifestyle change when it comes to your level of committing to making that fist, creating this horrible handle, and then manipulating as much as you can those quadrants, and the fact that there is a cadence to the set grip, and you should take advantage of each process. And you should really only do that. Practice would only be to strengthen the joints and to make sure that, you know, all the connecting stuff is in a real war environment that is, you know, getting stuff happen to it. But if you're trying to win the tournament, you got to win a tournament by coming up with a game plan in the set grip that requires you being as slightly uncomfortable as you're willing to be in order to put the stronger person in an uncomfortable situation. We all know it's easy when you're stronger than the guy. You walk up, he's real docile to your technique. They say go, you lock him in there, you wink to your girlfriend, and you ease him down. Yeah, congratulations. You picked the right guy to arm wrestle. What are you going to do when the other guy is stronger than you? Right? What is your game plan? And I don't think that it's do more curls. I think that you're going to find there's not enough curls in the world if you go in that perfect lane with that guy. You need to make sure that you set him up with an outside sucker punch hit from a terrible connection. Why are you working that so hard? It's the only way for you to be the champ.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'll try it this year.
I did that for $4.99. Are you kidding me?
Right? It was awesome. It was the best 20 minutes anybody can buy for $5. And you have to keep going. You got £5 super chat, which equals to like $5.50. Travis, what match made you the most proud. Did you have anyone who you lost to, but the second time you met, you won?
Yeah,
Question.
Dave Randall. Dave Randall. I was young. I didn't care about anything except being the champ. You wanted to mess with John Brzenk and the guys overseas, but in the East Coast, the guy that I'm seeing every day, first was Ron Bath, second was Dave Randall, and the Dave Randall match for me it just showed that if I super focus, I could be the man. So yeah, Dave Randall. The other ones are great. You know what I mean? Like, there were great times and awesome events, but for the most part, my career was, I already predicted super greatness, lied about it. So every achievement that I ever got, I already told everybody it already happened. So think about that, right? Like, after I won my first national championship, I come home to have a party and people think it's my 10th one, because that's how much shit I'm talking around the local scene.
Right. But at the same time, Dave Randall one was the one that's got documented like on a large scale. You've talked about so many times, so definitely was. And he down whooped your ass on camera pretty bad too. So definitely
And listen, beat me after I beat him, and then I had to beat him again. You know what I mean? Like, Dave Randall was one of those guys that you didn't want to you couldn't catch him on your off cycle. My man was on 24/7, but bam, and he gave you the same. Listen, he gave you the same smoke at the North Carolina State Championships that he did at the Arnold Classic, and he did at the World Championships in Virginia Beach. So that man was always on,
like real professional. All right, $5 super chat. About 300 cards in, Travis will have a stamp. It's coming back to you signing the cards.
I got news for you. I'd have the stamp before I sign the contract.
Travis Newsom with $5 saying, I made almost $23,000 selling Travis Bagent autographed napkins out in front of the East vs. West 5 event. Thanks, T.
Nice. That 15%. Send that 15%.
Okay. Well, it seems to be everything with the super chats. However, we have 2 minutes, 3 minutes here. So I have a question for you, Travis. Yeah, because I was thinking about it, and it's kind of been asked, but it'd be nice from a promoter standpoint. But it doesn't matter what. Regardless of where the money is coming from, let's say Travis Bagent does have $100 million in the bank account. What does Travis do with arm wrestling? Are you motivated to go back, or arm wrestling is done? What are we doing?
Oh, yeah. We're having one weight class tournament. We're having qualifying series, probably, I'd say 5 events a year, and getting the Elite 8 already set. So if we have these 8 tournaments around, say the Americas, right? We'll go to Brazil, we'll go to Canada, and then we'll have 2 in the United States, maybe 6 in the United States. Get these 8 winners, bring them to the finals, offer a ridiculous amount of money, put those 8, stagger them in the Sweet 16, and have another tournament where once you get to the Sweet 16, these 8 dudes are fresh. That was their gift for winning the event. And then finish that thing out and make sure at the end of every year, we undoubtedly know who the number 1 and number left and right-handed champions are in the world, and make it a single elimination by weight so that the light guys represent that Final 4 and that Elite 8 as their weight class champions, and are paid accordingly. So I would say that my league would look like the NCAA, college basketball bracket. And it would start with 64, maybe 128, and it would get to, it would get down to 32, and then, eventually the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, the Final 4, the national championship, and then, of course, we would crown the champ.
Well, what about you as an athlete?
I don't know, man. I don't.
No.
I can't. If I had a lot of money, I don't think I'm ever taking a performance enhancing drug again.
Okay, got you, got you, got you.
However, if if I'm broke, if I'm juiced up, I'm broke. All right, so get ready. If you see these traps up here, you'll know it's on.
the bank account is getting low, and it might be the last time to be out.
Gotta do. Hey, get the circus outfit back out. We gotta go make some money.
get his gray sweatpants on, son.
You know it.
You know it. Those.
Man, my shoulder's killing me from doing volleyball. That's for sure.
Like I thought Jordan Landry still fucked you up. You done, I was editing the video. You done mentioned Jordan's name 3 times. And you talking about Jordan Seal? Like, oh no, that's a little Jordan Landry Seal.
Yeah, Jordan went straight King's move on me, yo.
Man, that's crazy. Well,
I felt like I was at Dave Morocco's house.
I got the knee down and everything.
Everything.
Don't you ever get beat by a man with his knee down, Travis? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, do you know what to do when they do that?
You kick the knee. You do something under the table that belongs nothing on top of the table.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. That's what I mean. You acting like you do something.
hey, whenever there's something crazy,
commit a crime, no problem.
Whenever there's something happening under the table, and it makes substantial difference for them, you hit that bottom. You hit the bottom of the table, all right? Are you still here? You turn off your camera. Oh, you scumbag! I am kicking you out. I still mute. Hey, a question from Leonard Harkless that Leonard asked me one time to translate for referee standpoint. If you are messing a person and they putting their legs on your side of the table, right? Like all that shit.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you tell the ref? Do you tell the guy? Or what's the legal obligation if you don't want the leg up there?
Well, he don't know what he's doing, so you let it go, baby.
Okay, I love it.
That guy's lost.
I'm gonna.
And if you do spend any time talking about his foot, that's worked. That's him trying to change the connection for sure.
Well, the illegal answer is like, I believe you tell the ref has to tell him to stop it, and he can't put it back on because there's going to be a foul, right? That turns into a foul. However, the proper thing to do is what you said. You don't address it, and you just kick it after the go because there's no problem with that. So you do. That's what I'm saying. Hey, whenever there's something substantial happening under the table, you just kick it off.
You got one answer for everything.
Exactly. You just kick the shit out. Well, yeah. All right. So what time are you getting to Turkey are you getting to Thursday or Friday?
I'm getting in Thursday, probably 7-8 o'clock at night.
Got you. Well, all right. Well, I'll see you there. And everybody, thank you for being here.
Are you on Turkish Airlines?
Nah, you crazy. That's the worst airline out there. You can't fly this Turkish airline. They might not fly you back. I'm going Delta.
I'm going there with I'm gonna have crutches and a knee brace. See if I can get a good seat.
No, I hear Engin was saying Turkish is great. Now I'm flying Delta to Amsterdam.
Okay.
You're good. Chilling. Everybody's gonna speak English. We're gonna have USB chargers on the flight. No problem. Don't need the adapters. you let me know.
All right. So do we got a suite or not? Is that what we got?
Man, you gotta talk to Engin. I'm pretty sure.
I'm calling Engin right now. I might not be there.
He told me
I might not even be there if he tried to tell me and you are in the same room.
No. Engin called me last night, told me I get such an amazing job last week that I'm not even going to be staying in the same hotel as everybody else. I'll be the Luxor across the street that was designed by Ritz. Yeah. You guys staying in the Green Park.
I don't mind the shitty hotels overseas.
Hey, Green Park is awesome. The room service is 24 hours. You can get your pizza at no matter what time. Diet.
Where do you charge the room? What credit card? Any credit card on the room?
I just charge it in the room next to me.
Engin, what's the host room?
Exactly. Hey.
Numbers Inc. told me Cataret always sends him the bill for his breakfast to his room.
I love it.
We got to get an interview to see if this is really happening.
Hey, and they're going to have both of them there too.
Yes.
Man, you're gonna have so much content. And you're gonna fire us.
All right, you the man.
Player, see you this week.
Yes, sir.
Let me kick you out of this because I didn't need you. The West Virginia ass reading in my live stream. All right, everybody. Now that we have Travis out from spoiling this live stream, welcome back to Travis Bagent Unfiltered. All right. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. As usual, y'all usually don't send any help when they're asked for help, so there's no reason. Thank you for watching. Thank everybody for the super chats. I'm pretty sure we did not miss any. So as we said, me and Travis are going to be at East versus West this weekend. I'm leaving tomorrow and going to be creating content for East versus West channel. And, you know, it's me and Travis going to be there. We also be acting like goofballs doing all the other stuff. So please, to support East versus West, guys, make sure to go and buy the pay-per-view on coresports.com, I believe. If you guys want links, check out East versus West channel, East versus West Instagram. All the links to buy pay-per-view are always there in your face. So check it out, and we'll see you guys this Saturday.